Okay, let's take a look here. Now watch this. Watch this as it builds. There's your conscious mind. That's the part of you that thinks. That's where your dreams come from. You turn the dreams over to the subjective mind. When you do that, you stir emotions that are in every cell of your body, and that causes you to act. When you act, the universe reacts. And when the reaction and the action come together, that alters the conditions, the circumstance, and environment in your life. Now we call that the results. The action, there's your attraction. The traction is the universe reacting. It does the only thing it can do. It operates by law. It attracts to you what you're in harmony with. You're attracted to what you're in harmony with. Now that is an important visual there. It's very important because that is the creative process that you're following in your life, regardless of whether the results are good or bad. That's exactly what's happening. And we must understand that. Now let's look here for a moment. The X represents the paradigm. The X conditioning represents the subconscious conditioning. As you're watching this from home, I would recommend you take a pen and a piece of paper and mark it down. And play it over again as we go through it. It's important that you burn this into your mind. Now this came about, what I'm going to show you, as a result of a person asking me a question. He asked me if I would help him. I'm going back a few years. So I said, well, I will if I can. I met him in a Ramada hotel on Dixie Road in Toronto. I can still see me doing this. And when we talked, I was trying to explain what was happening. So I said, well, look at it this way. And I took a napkin that was on the table, a paper napkin. There's been many deals struck on napkins in hotels. Well, that's where this came from. Now, that X controls your vibration. There's a power flowing into your consciousness, and you build thoughts out of it, and you will build X-type thoughts. Because X-type thoughts are involved with the vibration you're in. So they're in harmony. That's what you call comfort. That's the comfort zone. You think thoughts that are in harmonious vibration with you. That sets up the action and you get X-type results. Now X is the unknown factor. So it'll work for every person in this room. I don't care what kind of results you're getting. Now this is a process that's being explained here. Here's the second phase of the prospect or the concept. The first one I refer to as bondage. That is where most people spend their life, right there. And they very rarely change much in their life. Now, some people live a long time like this. I lived like this till I was 26. And then I broke away. Wasn't easy, but I did. Now, here's the second phase. An idea from outside will come in, a why idea. The why idea is not in harmony with the X-type conditioning. However, as long as you keep it in your consciousness, everything's cool. Nothing happens. So you can sit and you can talk to somebody about it and you can think about it, and it may be, I think I'll move to another country. I was talking to a lady over here from Greece who now lives in Dubai. That's another country. Was it a scary move when you first moved? It was a scary move, but you moved. When I was on the fire department, that was the best job I'd ever had. I went from working 48 hours a week, 6 days a week, and 1 week out of the month, 7 days, working in a service station, hard, cold work. I went on the fire department. I doubled my income, and I was only working 7 days and 7 nights a month. And when I worked at night, we'd go in at 6 at night till 8 in the morning, or you go in at 8 in the morning till 6 at night. When we'd go in at 6 at night, we would go out to the kitchen, make something to eat. We'd make our bed and draw our sheets and make our bed and watch TV or play cards or darts for a little while, and then we'd go to bed. We'd get up and go home. It was in a slow haul. It was a real imposition. If anybody started a fire in the middle of the night, we usually sleep all night. I got to the point, I was doing some work on the side, I was earning more money in a month than the chief was earning in a year. Now at that time, this is way back in 1960, 61, the chief was earning $11,200 a year. And there's only one chief. And I knew I'd never be chief. But I got to the point where I was earning $11,200 a month. And you know something? I was afraid to quit. Because my paradigm said there's security in a job. Did I entertain the idea of quitting? Oh yeah, I did. I thought about it. I thought about it a lot. I talk about it. But every time I start to get serious about it, it caused so much discomfort I'd stop. See, you can have the idea about starting that company, about starting that new division, about spending all that money on this. You can entertain these thoughts. Many of you have entertained thoughts in here this weekend. I think I might do that. I think I'll find out more about that. Now, if the paradigm's in charge, it will con you right and left. You talk about a con artist, the paradigm's a master. And the paradigm talks to you. It talks to you. And you answer it. You talk to yourself. Now, you may be sitting there, I don't talk to myself. That's the way this works. But you will never execute the idea if you don't impress it upon the subconscious mind. Now look at what happens here. This is the terror barrier. Do you remember I said on the negative side, it goes from doubt to fear to anxiety? Well, understand, it just doesn't go from doubt to fear to anxiety. I can't say how fast it goes. Watch. You impress that why, and whoo! A terror barrier comes flying up, worried, fear, and anxiety strike, and whoa! Right back into bondage. That was so scary, I don't want to ever go back there again. You go to make a move, and you step right back. You see, when Doug came in to talk to me, he had a long list of questions. I knew exactly what it was. If I answered all those questions, he'd come up with another long list. That was the paradigm that was talking to me. It wasn't his intellect at all. That's what the paradigm will do. It keeps causing you to ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, and you never get out of it. How many catch themselves doing that? Everybody. Isn't that interesting? Well, you see, when you impress that idea upon your subconscious mind, all hell breaks loose. There is this imaginary terror barrier, and you hit it and you bounce off it, and it's very real. You could get sick to your stomach. Worry, fear, and anxiety strike just like lightning, and you bounce off that terror barrier, and you go right back to bondage. Well, I may not have much on this job, but at least I know what I'm getting. Bondage is where you play it safe. Did you ever hear when you're a kid, it's better to be safe than sorry? That isn't true. That's not true at all. That's a lie. But people believe it. Now look at. Are we going to let the terror barrier stop us? Faith based on understanding is the key to freedom. I love the way Joseph Campbell put it. He said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. You have to understand what it is that's scaring the daylights out of you. It's an imaginary idea. It's a dumb idea. Let's suppose you do fail. Who cares? You failed lots of times anyway. Everybody here has failed often. Your life didn't come to an end. The whole world didn't stop. Failing's a natural part of winning. Are we going to stay on the safe side of the terror barrier? You're not going to enjoy much of a life if you do. You got to make up your mind. You're going to go right through that sucker, just bing. Now, when you do, you step out and you act. Do you eliminate the fear? Hell no. What's causing the fear? The conditioning is still there, and you're impressing the why idea. That sets up a conflicting vibration inside. That's what's causing the turmoil. But if you understand that's what's causing the turmoil, you can face it, you can live with it, and you can keep going. And it's through repetition of getting emotionally involved that finally the X is gone. And you're comfortable now in the new role. Do you know what that means? The Y now has become the new X. And you start all over again. Ever notice that, Keith? It's strange, isn't it? God, you beat the boat, and now there's something else that's there tugging at you. You thought once you got past that boat, everything would be clear sailing. Now you're going for the condo. Well, that's the way this works. You got to go through it. You got to step out and take it. You got to make it happen. And when you do, it's scary. But boy, do you ever like yourself for doing it.